Hello and welcome to my new filming location. I am now back at university and I am in a new house, so I had to find a new location to film. So yes, new background. But today I woke up and went on YouTube and decided that I wanted to do a book tag, and I had been tagged along with Les for the day and night tag by Heather of Heather's Book Reviews like a couple weeks ago, and I finally decided that I'm gonna do it today. So let's get started with that. It's the day and night tag because each of the letters stands for a question. So the first question is D for day, and it says, do you read more in the morning or night? It all depends on when I'm working. If I'm working in the evening, I like to get up in the morning and read outside in the sun and enjoy the day as much as I can. Whereas if I'm working in the middle of the day, then I'll come home and I'll read before bed. If I had to choose, I'd probably say I read more at night, just because that's how it's been in the past. Next question is, are there any books that changed the way you thought about things? I don't think I've read a single book that really changes how I thought about things. I've read books that have sort of introduced me to new things and broadened my horizons. That's probably a better way to say it. So I understood things better, but there hasn't been any book that has completely revolutionized what I thought about something. Next question is YA or not? I am definitely all for YA, as if you've been on our channel, you know that Les and I are not solely YA readers. We read a lot of adult and kind of other in-between books. Even though sometimes I might not really care for what is popular at the moment, it's good that it appeals to a large group of people out there and it has people reading. Are there characters that you honestly believe are real? No. It would be nice if some of them were real because it would make things really kind of cool and interesting, but unless I am reading a nonfiction book, then no, the characters aren't real. Nobody touches my books, or I don't mind loaning my books out. I don't mind loaning my books out as long as it's going to somebody who I know is not going to damage them, rip them, spill on them, whatever. I loan my books out to my close friends, and that's pretty much it. If I met some random person at school and they were like, oh yeah, I really want to, oh that's such a cool book, I want to borrow it, I'd be like, I don't know you that well. I don't know if you're going to treat my book with respect. I don't know if you're going to bend the cover back, because that's happened before and I don't like it. Do you ever smell your books? All the time. Half the time, the first thing I do when I pick up a book, besides being attracted to the cover of course and picking it up, is opening it up, flipping through the pages, and slowly and sort of demurely lifting it to my face and sniffing it, sometimes in public, so therefore I'm just, quietly doing that. I love the smell of books, usually. Unless they're like the fake plasticky pages, kind of smooth pages, then they don't usually smell that good. Not everyone loves books. Is this a negative or a positive? I guess it's a positive. It leads to a healthy argument about not liking or liking books, trying to get people to read books. I definitely have friends who don't like to read all that much. I obviously love to read, so you might be able to talk about that, and you can actually kind of convince them, like, hey, you say you don't like books, but you say that in the past you have read, these one or two books. Why don't you try this one? You can recommend it to them. Obviously you don't like force yourself on them and be like, you need to read this book now, because that's, not okay. They have their own opinion. You have to be respectful of that. But you can also try and see if maybe you can spark their interest in something else. I keep my books in the best condition, or maybe not. So which am I? I try to keep them in the best condition. I don't go tossing them around. I don't bend the pages back when I'm reading. I don't usually, sometimes I'll lay them down where the cover's split, like you're flipping it over, but only for a second. Usually if somebody's just talking to me and I need to use my hands for 2 seconds. Other than that, use a bookmark so you don't damage the spine kind of thing. I don't like it when stuff gets damaged. It kind of kills me a little bit inside, in my soul, but it happens. Sometimes if you carry a book in your bag a lot, it can get kind of beat up. Other than that, I definitely try to keep them as pristine as possible. Gosh, I have too many books. True or false? You can never have too many books. Books are something that you can have a lot of and people don't look at you and go, oh my god, you are wasting your money, you're such a horrible person, consumerism, blah blah blah. I feel like a lot of people, if you have a lot of books, respect you for it and they don't chastise you about it. They kind of commend you for buying books instead of something else. Have you ever spilled or stained your books before with something? If so, how? I have never like accidentally dumped a pot of coffee on a book or anything like that. Not that I drink coffee. However, let me just start from the beginning. I was reading Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, not for the first time. It was probably, you know, like my third or fourth time reading it, and I happened to leave it on the island countertop in our kitchen, and I put it there, and then my dad spilled water all over the island, and obviously in retrospect putting it there was probably not the best idea because it was in the kitchen, but yeah, the water seeped onto the back cover of the book and damaged like the last 100, 150 pages. Not completely, didn't devastate them, but they're kind of like crinkly now on my copy. I'd show you, but it's at home. So, and I was not happy about that. That's the only time that one of my books has come into some sort of kind of semi-severe damage. Toned or untoned while reading? Or in other words, do you work out while you're reading? No, I never work out when I'm reading. The only time I would ever even count me working out while reading is maybe if I'm walking and reading a book at the same time. If I'm walking around my house, like grabbing things, sometimes I'll just carry the book in front of me and read it, especially if I'm at a really good part. But I have never gone on the elliptical or done stretches on one of those like physical balls or anything like that. Usually I'm just sitting down enjoying the sun or lying on my bed or curled up on the couch. Now, in terms of tagging people for the day and night tag, it's been a bit since this came out, and I can't honestly say I know who has done it. I've kind of been a bit preoccupied with packing and unpacking for school and the start of classes and whatnot. So if you guys watch this video and you have a channel and you want to do the day and night tag, I definitely go and do it. The original creator of the tag, I'm sure it would appreciate it. And I should probably go look up who the original creator of the tag is because I don't know. I just looked it up. The original creator of the tag is Readigans, in case you were curious. Thank you guys very much for watching. Feel free to leave any comments below about what I said, and I will see you guys later.